The phone rang at midnight. I was half asleep when I heard it. The sound cut through the silence like a blade. I expected Mom to ignore it, but she grabbed the receiver fast, almost desperate. "Hello." Her voice was low, almost shaking. A woman answered. Calm. Clear. "Can I speak to my son?" I froze. She didn't ask for Dad. She didn't ask for me. She asked for her son. Mom's face twisted. She slammed her hand over the mouthpiece, staring at me with wide eyes. Then without another word she hung up. I sat up. Who was that? Her lips pressed into a hard line. Wrong number. No, I whispered. She asked for her son. Mom's hand trembled as she placed the phone back on the hook. Her eyes darted to the hallway, as if afraid Dad might appear. Go back to bed, she hissed. But I couldn't. My heart was pounding. Midnight calls don't come from wrong numbers. And the way she reacted, fear, guilt, something deeper, I knew she was hiding something. Please subscribe to our channel and tell me in comments from where are you watching this video. The house felt heavier after that. Every creak in the walls, every gust of wind outside, felt like a secret pressing in on me. I lay awake staring at the ceiling, replaying the woman's voice in my head. Her son. Who was she talking about? The next morning at breakfast I tried again. Mom, about last night. Her fork clattered against the plate. Dad looked up confused. What happened last night? Nothing, Mom snapped. She forced a smile at him. Kids dream things. But her hands were shaking again. Dad didn't notice. I did. And I realized something I never wanted to believe. That phone call wasn't random. It wasn't a mistake. It was a crack in the perfect picture my parents had built. And I was going to find out what was hiding behind it. The next few days felt like walking through fog. I couldn't stop thinking about the midnight call. The words looped in my head. Can I speak to my son? That voice was calm, certain, like the caller already knew exactly who lived here. And Mom's reaction, slamming the phone down like it was burning her. Not at me. At dinner, Dad laughed about work, my sister scrolled on her phone, and Mom kept avoiding my eyes. She poured herself another glass of water, her hand trembling just enough that a drop slid onto the table. Nobody noticed. Except me. I tried again. Mom, are you sure it was a wrong number? Her eyes snapped up. How many times do I have to tell you? She hissed. Dad frowned at her tone, but she forced a laugh. Kids. Always imagining things. That fake laugh cut through me. I knew her too well. She was hiding. The next night I stayed awake. Midnight passed. Silence. But at 12:17 the phone rang again. Not once. Not twice. 5 times. I crept down the hall bare feet against the cold floor. Mom was already in the kitchen, answering in a whisper. Yes, she said. Her back was to me. I told you not to call here. A pause. I could barely hear the woman's voice on the other end, but the words slipped out clear enough. He's my son. You can't erase me. My stomach dropped. Mom's voice cracked. He belongs here now. With me. You lost that right years ago. The line went silent. Then Mom slammed the receiver down so hard it rattled the table. I stepped back too fast and the floor creaked. She spun around. What are you doing here? Her voice was sharp, panicked. I needed water. My throat was dry but not from thirst. Her face hardened. If you ever mention this to your father, you'll regret it. I nodded quickly but inside everything shifted. The woman wasn't asking for Dad. She wasn't asking for my sister. She was asking for me. The next morning I looked at Dad differently. I searched his face for cracks, some sign he knew. But he smiled at me like always, no shadow in his eyes. That scared me more. Because if he didn't know, then Mom was keeping this secret alone. I started watching her. The way she locked her bedroom door when Dad left. The letters she tore into pieces before throwing them out. The way she jumped when the phone rang after dark. One evening I found a scrap of paper under the trash bag she thought she destroyed. It had a name. A first name. Written in rushed, angry pen. Clara. I mouthed it. Clara. The woman on the phone. For the first time, I felt like my entire life wasn't mine. Like every smile at Christmas, every birthday cake, every hug had a shadow behind it. Who was Clara? And why did she keep calling for her son? I lay awake, staring at the ceiling again, but now with a different fire in my chest. I wasn't just curious anymore. I was angry. Angry at the lies, the secrets, the way Mom's voice shook when she said he belongs here now. I didn't belong to anyone but myself. And I wasn't going to stop until I knew the truth. The name Clara wouldn't leave my head. It followed me through school, through work, even when I tried to distract myself. Every time the phone rang in our house, I felt my chest tighten, waiting for that voice again. But Mom grew smarter. She started answering the phone before anyone else could, running across the room when it rang. Sometimes she unplugged it completely, blaming static on the line. Other times she whispered quickly and hung up before I could get near. I began to wonder, was Clara my real mother? The thought cut deeper than I could admit. I had flashes of memories. Mom holding me when I was sick, patching my knees when I fell. But then I remembered her cold eyes the night of the calls, the way she told me, "You'll regret it if I ever mentioned it." What kind of mother talks like that? One night I decided to push. Dad was watching TV, my sister asleep. I walked into the kitchen where Mom was wiping the counter. "Who's Clara?" I asked. The rag froze in her hand. Slowly she turned, her face pale. "Where did you hear that name?" "You left it in the trash." My voice cracked, but I forced it steady. "She keeps calling. She says I'm her son." Her hand slammed down on the counter. "You are my child. Do you hear me?" I swallowed hard. "Then why are you so scared of her?" She stepped closer, her face inches from mine. "Because she ruins everything she touches. And I won't let her take you." Her words made me shiver. Not because of Clara. Because of her. That night I searched for answers myself. I went through the attic, digging through old boxes of photos. Mom had labeled everything neatly. Family trips, school portraits, birthdays. But one box was taped shut, shoved behind the others. I tore it open. Inside were letters. Dozens of them. Postmarked from different cities. All signed the same way, "Love, Clara." The words on one letter burned into me. "Please let me see him. Just once. He has my eyes. My laugh. He is my son too." My breath caught. Hands shaking, I shoved the letters back and pushed the box closed. I couldn't face Mom. Not yet. The next evening the call came again. This time I grabbed the phone before Mom could. "Hello." My voice was shaky. Silence. Then soft, broken. "Is this my boy?" I froze. "Who are you?" "I'm Clara," she whispered. "I'm your mother." Every part of me went numb. The phone felt heavy in my hand. My knees almost gave out. "No," I whispered back. "That's not possible. I gave birth to you," she said. "They told me I wasn't fit to raise you. Your father took you. Her voice cracked. She promised to care for you. But she erased me instead." I couldn't breathe. Tears filled my eyes. "Why should I believe you?" "Because I never stopped trying," she said. "Check the letters. She kept them from you. Please meet me. Just once." Suddenly the line went dead. Behind me I heard a sound. The phone cord was ripped from the wall. Mom stood there, her chest heaving, eyes burning with rage. "You listen to me," she spat, pointing her finger at me. "That woman is poison. You are mine. And if you ever try to see her," her voice dropped into a growl, "you'll destroy this family." I stared at her, the truth burning between us now. I wasn't who I thought I was. My entire life was built on a lie. And in that moment something inside me hardened. She wanted control. She wanted silence. But I wanted answers. And nothing, not even her rage, was going to stop me from finding them. The house didn't feel like home anymore. Every corner seemed filled with lies. Every framed photo on the wall felt staged. I couldn't look at Mom without hearing Clara's voice in my head. He has my eyes. My laugh. He is my son too. I started avoiding her, but she noticed. She always noticed. At breakfast, her eyes tracked me like a hawk. At dinner, she asked sharp questions, like she was testing if I had spoken to Clara again. Dad stayed oblivious, humming over his food, while my sister scrolled on her phone. I wanted to scream at them, "Don't you see? Don't you feel the cracks?" But they were blind, or maybe they just chose to be. I couldn't stay silent anymore. So the next Friday, when Dad was working late and my sister was at a friend's, I stood in the kitchen with Mom. She was drying dishes. I said quietly but firmly, "I'm going to meet her." The plate in her hand slipped and shattered on the floor. She didn't even flinch. She just stared at me. "No. You're not." "Yes, I am," I said, my voice trembling. "I've read the letters." I heard her voice. "She's not some stranger. She's my mother." Her eyes filled with fire. "I am your mother." She stepped closer, gripping the counter so hard her knuckles turned white. "I raised you. I fed you. I stayed up nights when you were sick. She gave you up." "I didn't." Her words cut, but they didn't erase Clara's voice. The desperation, the years of trying. "She didn't give me up," I whispered. "You stole me." The silence after that was heavy, suffocating. Then slowly Mom broke. Her chest heaved. Tears welled in her eyes, but her anger burned through them. "You think she loves you?" She left. She ran. I was the one who stayed. "I built this life for you. And you want to throw it away." I stared at her. "No. I just want the truth." The phone rang then, like fate itself was watching us. The shrill sound cut through the air. Mom lunged for it, but I was faster this time. My hand slammed on the receiver. "Hello." My voice shook. Clara's voice came through, fragile, hopeful. "It's me. I can see you if you want. Tomorrow. Noon. The park on 5th. Before I could answer, Mom yanked the phone from my hand, her voice venom. "Stay away from him," she screamed. "He's mine." Then she slammed it down. We stood in silence. My heart was pounding. I had never seen her like this, wild, desperate, terrified. For the first time, I realized she wasn't just lying. She was afraid. The next day I went anyway. The park was quiet, the air thick with late summer heat. I sat on a bench, waiting, my hands clammy. Every sound made my chest tighten. Then I saw her. A woman in her 40s with tired eyes but a smile that trembled with hope. She walked slowly, as if afraid I'd vanish if she moved too fast. "Hi," she whispered. I couldn't speak. My throat closed up. But when she sat beside me, I saw it, the same eyes, the same curve of the mouth. A mirror I never knew existed. "I thought I'd never see you," Clara said, her voice breaking. "They told me to forget." "But how do you forget your own child?" Tears blurred my vision. "Why did you leave?" Her hand shook as she clutched mine. "I didn't. I was young, sick, and they said I wasn't fit. Your father, he gave me no choice. She promised she'd care for you. She promised I'd still get to see you. But then she cut me out. She erased me. I wanted to deny it. I wanted to cling to the woman who raised me. But Clara's pain was real, carved into every word. Suddenly a voice rang out. "Enough." Mom was standing across the park, her face twisted, eyes blazing. She must have followed me. People turned to stare as she stormed closer. "You don't belong here," she spat at Clara. "He's mine." Please subscribe to our channel and tell me in comments from where are you watching this video. Clara rose, her body trembling but her voice steady. "He's not a possession. He's a person. And he deserves the truth." Mom's face cracked, her anger collapsing into something raw or fear. "If you take him, I have nothing." Nothing. Her words echoed, louder than the cicadas in the trees. For the first time, I saw her not as a mother, but as a woman drowning in her own need for control. I stepped between them. My voice shook, but it carried. "I'm not your possession. I'm not your shield. I'm not your lie. I'm me. Her eyes widened like I'd struck her. She whispered. After everything I gave you? I swallowed hard. You gave me love. But you also gave me chains. The silence after that was unbearable. Clara's hand slipped into mine, gentle, waiting. I didn't push Mom away. I didn't run to Clara. I just stood there holding both truths in my chest. For the first time in my life, I chose myself. Mom turned and walked away, her shoulders hunched, her pride shattered. Clara stayed, her tears falling freely, but her hand warm around mine. I don't know what comes next. I don't know if forgiveness is possible, or if wounds like these ever heal. But I know this: the midnight call didn't break me. It freed me.